All right, well, this is the last video I'll make for the next couple of weeks. As I said before, it's because my family, brother, my daughter, and everybody's coming in to visit over the next couple of weeks. But I wanted to make this video in regards to the concept of spiritual non-duality. I know I rail on and on and on about that concept, but I don't know that it's clear in the heads of most people, and even most people that watch the videos that I put out don't really fully understand what I'm talking about when I go against the concept of non-duality. Often what I do is I'll say, well, it isn't correct, the concept of Advaita isn't correct, and it's a perversion or it's a misunderstanding or whatever. And I don't really go into the details of it very much. I do, but I think you can lose, maybe because of my calm demeanor, or maybe I'm not stern enough. I'm not entirely sure why, but I know I have talked with other people one-on-one, and they kind of get it and then they don't get it. So let me make something crystal clear. The concept of non-duality, which is essentially every teaching on the planet, meaning that even in Christianity, if you bore down into the deepest doctrine that they teach, they will all say that we are the creation of God. And that's non-duality. And the ancient Hindu teachings are a perversion, in my estimation, where they'll pervert it to non-duality, meaning that everything is either a creation of God or in one aspect or another God. I occasionally have, and I used to have a lot, I mean like a very lot, of people who would argue against what I'm saying and vehemently disagree with me, so much so that they would use the vilest of profanity against me, or try to use sophistry, or try to use their intelligence and wisdom by trying to make me look little, or trying to use the straw man scenario, or trying to say, well, you're not educated enough, you haven't studied the Vedas very well, or you just don't, maybe your brain capacity isn't good enough to understand the concept of non-duality, or maybe you just haven't studied under the right teacher. And this goes on and on and on. Let me explain something crystal clear. Non-duality is a perversion, so much so that it is the creation of demonic forces. It is what Satan teaches. If you think or believe that non-duality is correct, or the correct understanding of spirituality and everything, you are either ignorant or demonic, one or the other. There is no middle ground here. It's like if you had, it's like if we take away the derogatory comments, meaning if we take out of the concept of saying, well, you're evil or you're hateful, or let's remove all of that, and let's just analytically, or when I say let's, I'm going to attempt to just analytically make a comparison so that you will understand what I'm talking about. If you place the concept of non-duality in a sandwich, and this sandwich is non-duality and this sandwich is duality. Now, it's very difficult to understand what duality is because you absolutely have to be enlightened to understand the concept of duality. You could be an ignorant fool to understand the concept of non-duality, but duality requires tremendous in-depth understanding of what it is before it makes sense. You have to understand the nature, or part at least of the nature of Brahman, of the existence of reality before reality existed. That can't be done if you're not already enlightened. Now, if you take these two sandwiches and you eat this one and you go, I really don't like that. That's non-duality, or excuse me, that's duality sandwich. I really don't like it. And you spit it out. And you taste the duality one. And you go, now that one I absolutely love. That is a very tasteful sandwich. It is possible that it is the concept of, let's say, a healthy sandwich that your taste has not, or let's put it this way, your taste has been conditioned to like sweet things and unhealthy things. Well, as time goes on and your taste gets better because you condition yourself with healthier foods, you may, in fact, dislike the sandwich of non-duality and, in fact, love the taste of the sandwich of duality. But you're not going to know that until you continue on the path for who knows how many more lifetimes. But eventually, if you like the sandwich of non-duality as versus the sandwich of duality, this particular sandwich, in Christian theology terms of understanding, not that it's reflective of reality, but as they teach it, you are going to spend eternity in hell. If you like the sandwich of duality, you will spend eternity being one with God. That is how powerful this concept is. I am not beating around the bush. I am being completely and utterly straightforward with you. There is no middle ground here. I am not giving any leeway to your ignorance of accepting the concept of non-duality. If it tastes delicious to you and you like that, you are either a human body possessed by a demon spirit or an ignorant fool. There is no middle ground here. Let me explain something. In the concept of duality, meaning I understand what non-duality is. I know what I am. God did not create me, nor did any God create me. Nobody created me. I am eternal. I am just as old as God. I am just as old as Brahma. We are not different age. We are the same age. God did not create me. I am co-equal with God in that respect. And I am not God, by the way. God is separate entity, sovereign of me. I choose to be one with this God. I love this God. I worship this God. Jesus was a follower of this God. Jesus was assumed to be the son of this God. I love Jesus. I worship Jesus as the Son of God. But make no mistake, neither Jesus nor the God Jesus prayed to created me. If anyone is a creation of any God, then they are in fact the product of that God, and they have no such thing as free will. If you are created There is no such thing as free will. You are a robot, a zombie. You cannot do anything of your own free will because you don't have any free will under the concept of non-duality. Why do you think it's so prevalently taught upon this world throughout the ages? Why? Why do you think it's so prevalently taught? It gives the ability of people to be horrible people and yet feel good about it. Because guess what? There's no consequences. There's no consequences for being selfish. There's no consequences for being a hateful person. There are no benefits to being loving. There's no benefits to being altruistic. You are nothing more than a creation of something else. Be that a good God, a bad God, whatever. I believe, but I'm not saying I'm staking my entire essence upon this concept, but I believe that there are human beings that are the creation of Satan. Meaning, Satan, just like a person that can create a computer, Satan can create an essence of himself, and therefore it would constitute the concept of non-duality. And we could have millions, if not billions, of human beings on this planet that are the product of Satan. Not that they follow Satan, but in fact they are the product of Satan. Or Shiva, if you want to follow the teachings of Eastern philosophy. Satan, Shiva, same individual, just different names from different geographic locations on the planet, but in fact the same individual. The concept of non-duality, if you want to go down that path and it tastes delicious to you, then you should not watch videos by me, because that is a hateful path, a path of hate, a path of disgust for anything of God. Now I know that they will sit there in their pious position and say, oh no, we love everyone. In fact, you're hateful for preaching that sort of thing. But if I am the person that loves God, and if I am the person that has been enlightened by God, how can I be hateful? The fact that I am a follower of God indicates that I am not hateful. But by you thinking that I am, it's only because you are against God. I wish you could grasp the understanding of that. I wish you could grasp the concept of free will and what it means. If you don't understand, try to study it. Try to pray to God for guidance and direction. Free will cannot exist under the concept of non-duality. Free will means that you were not, nor have you been, or could you ever be, a creation of something else. You are co-eternal with all the gods under the concept of duality. I don't know, I don't believe that the concept of Dvaita goes far enough under the concept of what I'm talking about when I say duality. The only reason I say duality is it is oppositional to non-duality. I have no clue what to call what I teach. The gospel of God, it is the cornerstone of what I stand for and what I teach. If you were to become enlightened like Buddha, before you understood what I'm saying, and before you possess the awareness of having complete and utter being repulsed by the concept of non-duality, if you became enlightened prior to that, you would almost assuredly cement your future lives. The samsaric wheel would continue for you for who knows how long. Because then you would be in a situation where there is no way out of that cycle unless you meet someone like me face to face. Someone like me that is immovable, cannot change because I refuse to change. I am not ignorant. I am not searching for the truth. I know what the truth is. I've experienced what the truth is. I know God. I know what God teaches and presents. I also know the opposite. The opposite is everywhere on this planet. Open your brain, for crying out loud, and think about the concept of the Kali Yuga. And everyone on the planet is going through the kumbaya, we're all one, we love each other, blah, 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 blah. And yet you know it's the Kali Yuga, and the truth will not be here on the earth. Nobody teaches what I teach. So with that, I leave you for the next few weeks and say I love you. I love you, and I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Thank you for watching. Bye.